My name is Dr. Donna. I am a registered dietitian, a board-certified internist and gastroenterologist. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, and I have one child. His name is Derek. He's 25 years old. This journey started about 19 years ago. His unique strengths include being a very fun-loving, funny, compassionate kind of guy with a heart of gold. He has a lot of zest for life. He is very focused when he wants to be, and has I think he has the hyper focus of excelling in activities that he loves and that he wants to do. And then he has tremendous passion, direction, and dedication and determination, but he's got to want to do it. And I think that that's his ADHD superpower. It started when he was in kindergarten. And at that time, although he was excelling academically, they noticed that he was having some behavioral issues, including fidgeting, disrupting the class, inattentiveness, lack of focus, lack of playing nicely with his peers, and just kind of getting in trouble all the time. Basically, since the age of 6 up until about literally 3 months ago, after we started your program, so that was like 19 years, he had been on medication. Up to, at the time we stopped his medication on your program, he was on 3. He had been up to 4. So for about 19 years, he had been treated on medication and followed by a psychiatrist who specialized in ADHD, and he would have weekly or bi-weekly psychotherapy meetings and medication. And that was pretty much what we did for 19 years. What led me to seek other therapies was the fact that in his senior year, in his spring semester, he flunked out of college. Unbeknownst to me, he hadn't done well those previous 3.5 years. He had been on probation, multiple warnings, suspension, and then ultimately dismissed for academic failure with a GPA of less than 2. And so he came home in tears, flunking out of school on 3 medications. And it's like, okay, he hit rock bottom, kind of like an alcoholic. It's like, okay, where do we go from here? 19 years of medication, 19 years of therapy, hundreds of thousands of dollars. For what? For him to fail out of school and never achieve his dream of being a computer, a computer guy, computer tech guy, video game designer. Where do we go from here? And that's when I was desperate and started seeking alternative therapies. Prior to starting your program in the spring of last year, he had attended a junior college, and he still did very poorly. His GPA was about a 1.5. And he was actually put on probation at the junior college. So we started your program in late August, early September, just as he was starting his second semester in the junior college on probation. And within 2 weeks, there was a notable change in his demeanor, in his focus, in his personality, in his study habits. He was like a different child. And within a month, he was coming to me and showing me his grades and saying, Mom, look, I got an A on this test. Mom, I got an A on this project. And I thought, in all his years, college, he never shared his grades because they never were good. And here he was astonishing himself. And now he had self-esteem. He had positive reinforcement. He could do it. And because his executive function was starting, his dysfunction and his dysregulation was starting to come together, and he was starting to be able to study and remember and organize. And it just made him feel so good that it motivated him to the point that he finished the semester graduating on the dean's list, which he's never made, and having almost a 4.0, 3.9 something. So he had a remarkable turnaround in his academic performance, his life at home. We rarely argue anymore. There's peace in our home again. We're no longer walking on eggshells. It was just a dramatic turnaround. Like, it was an answer to a prayer. Like I said, a dream come true. I never thought in a million years I would ever have this relationship. I mean, a year ago, he flunked out of school. And here we are, he's on the Dean's list and has almost a 4.0 average. And the only variable was your program. I would tell them that, we were very fortunate that we saw results within a short amount of time. And it was because your program is so comprehensive and attacks so many different variables like no other program attacks. It's a multifactorial program that you have, and every child will respond differently, just like in my practice as a gastroenterologist. Patients that have the same disease, I treat them the same, they're going to react differently and get better at different rates. So I would tell them to be patient, to make sure that they're in a program like yours that's multifaceted, multifactorial, that they have access to a child and family therapist like you have in your program, Ashley, who is absolutely fantastic. I've learned so much from her. And it's been a long journey and very difficult for me to change after, he's 25 years old. This is the way I've been parenting for 25 years, the traditional parent model. But, I'm getting better at it over the past 6 months. But I would tell them to hang in there, not to get frustrated. Every day, they're going to make slow process. And eventually they're going to they're going to reach the goal, and they're going to, give their child the life that they deserve.